Welcome to Master the Game. I am Juice, and today we are doing RPG a Day, question number 15. Today is describe a tricky RPG experience that you enjoyed. Make sure you head on over to RPGjuice.com, where you can get caught up on the latest videos, the latest news, and blog posts from Juice himself. I had to watch some people's videos yesterday. I'm a day behind. This one was something that I was like, well, what do they mean? What's a tricky RPG experience? And I was thinking, well, does this mean like puzzles? Because I'm not really good at puzzles. So as a player, that's always been tough. And I don't usually enjoy a lot of puzzles because then I just kind of sit there and I'm like, I'm out of ideas. So I decided to take this from a DM perspective and something that was tricky for me, and it's happened a couple times, but I'm going to give you at least one story, maybe two. One scenario is I had a player who was just trying to get into D&D. I bought him a player's handbook. I bought him some dice. He was going to sit down and play with us. He came over one time and played. He was really young, 19-year-old kid, maybe even 18. And so he came and played with us. And first session was all right. He was really tired. I remember him. We took like a little break, and he went and sat on the couch and passed out and wouldn't wake up. So we finished that session, and I was like, ooh, maybe this isn't for him. Maybe he's just too tired. I know that day he had done a lot of stuff, riding his bike and stuff outside. I don't know. He was a pretty active kid. And he was also a stoner. So I think the combination of doing a bunch of stuff all day, smoking some weed, and then coming over here, he passed out. A couple weeks later, we were going to play again. He was going to show up. He did not call. I tried to get a hold of him. He didn't respond. Finally, like 30 minutes before game time, he said, oh, I decided to go skateboard with some friends. I was like, okay, so you're not coming over? He said, no, I think I'm going to just finish skateboarding. So, anyway, so I had a few minutes to plan for it. I believe he was the only spellcaster. I take that back. He was the only non-cleric spellcaster in the group, and I had planned some stuff in our session around his character. So his character was I think a gnome, it may have been a dwarf, but a gnome wizard. I think it was a gnome wizard named Spectre, who was also a former assassin. And and he came up with all this on his own. And so I was trying to plan a way to work his character into the story. And so we kind of went on side, like, not necessarily the side quest, the players didn't know. But the idea was that this was going to be a story by him to pull him into the story. Well, with him not showing up and basically saying he wasn't really into it, he told one of the other players that he didn't really enjoy D&D that much. It wasn't his thing. He preferred video games. I had to write his character off. So we had a cave that had a giant lizard, like think of like a giant Komodo dragon or something. That was sleeping in the mouth of a cave. You could see its face, but it was sleeping. And so we had his character try to sneak into that cave to go for the treasure. And I said that the player saw his character go into the cave, and the lizard rolled over, implying that it had crushed Spectre. Now, the players didn't see him die. The players assumed he had died. And the idea in my mind was that if he ever came back, I could easily come up with a way that he survived this incident. I also was thinking, well, I could have him come back as a bad guy eventually. And, so anyways, that was kind of a tricky experience. Now, the players did enjoy that so Spectre was going to go in there. He was going to sneak in there. And the players said, well, leave your gear with us. So he did, and then he tried to sneak in. And so the players got at least his magic items from the previous session and his gold and stuff like that. So they liked that. And they thought it was hilarious how I wrote him off. So that was one time. I've also had a couple sessions in the past where a player showed up and either just he doesn't. So I had a player that didn't really like D&D. He was more of a Savage Worlds guy. Came over for a session or two, and then just wasn't interested in coming back. I've had another player who didn't like that I did cutscenes and stuff. That was I think we still invited him back, but I think our campaign ended because I moved. So I think the trickiest thing for me has always been when a player Nate from WSD20 and my wife, we were about to play with one of my friends. It was going to be his first time, and he was supposed to show up. He was a no-call, no-show. Didn't text me till the following day to say, "Oh, sorry, I overslept." And it was 6 at night, so I don't know how he overslept. But anyways, point is he just never showed up, and so I just didn't invite him back. So for me, the trickiest thing is when people just flake out, as I like to refer to it. I haven't had a lot of it, but it has happened a few times when I've been counting on someone to show up and they didn't. It's usually newer players who don't end up coming back. Like I said, in those two incidents, they were basically brand new people. Another one, the player knew he didn't like D&D in the first place, and actually I think we were playing Pathfinder at the time. He just wasn't a fan of the system. He was more of a Savage Worlds fan, and he just told me outright that D20 isn't his thing. More power to him. So, still enjoy playing with him. I've played with him since in his games of Savage Worlds, and for the most part, I've enjoyed myself. So, and I can honestly say Savage Worlds isn't really my system, so no big deal there. So those are just some tricky situations that I've had to deal with, and how I've enjoyed it was killing off the one character. The other character who never showed up, I want to say his guy became an NPC, because I think I had Nate and my wife make his character for him, so when he showed up we could just play, thinking that maybe he was just running late. And I think we just made his character into an NPC. I don't remember exactly what we made. I know Nate was playing a cleric, my wife was playing a sorcerer. I think they made a wizard for him, or a fighter of some sort. But yeah, and it was like the next session or a couple sessions later that we found a wonderful couple, my friend Dustin and Nicole, who joined us, and that campaign went on for a while. And it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed playing with them. Nate and my wife and Nicole and Dustin were a great group. So anyways, that's it. This was 15. Today is also the 16th, so I'm going to do a video for this next. Describe your plans for your next game. So that is the next video. I'm looking forward to doing that one. In fact, I'm really excited about that one. Be sure to hammer that like button and smash that subscribe button if this is your first time on this channel. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this. This was Master the Game. Game on.